Hello and welcome back to another Minecraft Xbox tutorial. In today's tutorial, I will not be doing anything redstone related, so don't be afraid, but instead I will be looking at how to build an ancient Roman temple. As you can see with the addition of Title Update 14, we have a lot of new blocks and things to choose from, and new ways that blocks can be oriented, so I try to incorporate as much of that as I could into this design. As you can see, it's really quartz intensive, which you can find in the nether as nether quartz, and you can craft it into quartz blocks and go a few different ways from there. It's pretty resource intensive, but it's definitely worth it because it looks pretty darn cool. Alright, well let's get into how to build it, and it looks pretty sweet at night. Alright, so first off, what I have here is this is going to be the front of the building. And this is exactly 13 blocks long. And this side over here is 18 blocks long. Now, one important thing that I want to do for this particular build is I want to have two spaces in between these pillars. So I want to be able to walk in between like this every 2 blocks. So I want a pillar, and I want the pillars to end on the edges. So that's why it's important to have an odd number of blocks for your shorter side of your building. Now I'm going to go ahead and fill this all in because I'm going to go ahead and put this up 2 whole levels. So then I'll zoom back and then we'll reconvene. Alright, so now that the 2-high platform for our building is completed, we can now begin the actual layout of the pillars. Now, in the step before, I was showing you with just quartz blocks, but obviously the chiseled stone pillar, or chiseled quartz pillar, actually it's a pillar quartz block, excuse me, is the ideal pillar for these types of buildings. Like it's pretty much designed for this. Now keep in mind, after the newest update, if you are facing this way and place a log or some directional block like the pillar quartz block, it will actually be directionally wrong. Like you want your pillars up and down like this, not to the side like that. So just remember that you either have to be directly above it or directly below it. Well, that didn't work. Directly below it for the pillar to be lined up correctly. Okay, so I built this platform out 2 extra spots because I want there to be a little bit of a walkway before we actually get to the pillars. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the pillars right now. Okay, so as you can see, I have the 2 spaces in between these pillars that I wanted. And I'm just going to go ahead and put 2 spaces in between every pillar going down this way. Then I'm going to put pillars on this side as well. Alright, now before we get any further, keep in mind that expanding lengthwise out this way will add to the depth of your building. It'll add to the functionability of your building because the area that has all the lighting, it takes up a huge portion, about a little more than half of this room, the ceiling lighting. So it doesn't leave too much room back here for any sort of, oh, these columns were up in the wrong orientation, sorry. So it doesn't leave very much room back here. So I do recommend expanding that way if you have the amount of resources required for that type of thing. Okay, now the next thing that I'm going to do is those fire pits that you saw in the one that I showed you before. We're going to go ahead and build these out right now. So just go ahead and build a 3x3 square on the end like so. Alright. Now what you want to do is we're going to put stairs leading up to here like this. But something that really adds to the detail of this build is adding stairs all the way on the outside like this. So just go ahead and do this around the entire thing. And what you can also do is I added a walkway, or not really a walkway, but more of a border, a quartz block border like this, right where the stairs ended. So I did something like so. Alright? And just continue this pattern all the way around. Alright, so now that we have the entire building outlined in the quartz and the quartz stairs, we are now able to build up the pillars so we can get a start on what we can get a good feel for what it's actually going to be like. Now on the version that I showed you, the pillars were exactly 7 blocks tall, and I'm just going to go ahead and repeat that on this one as well. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And just go ahead and do this on every single one of them. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, missed one. Alright. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, looks like I miscounted. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so exactly 7. So now go ahead and build all your pillars up to exactly 7 blocks. Alright, so now once you have all your pillars at exactly the same height, we can just go ahead and connect them all with a row of regular quartz blocks on top of them like this. Now keep in mind in this design, I'll be trying to incorporate a lot of detail, especially in the roof designs and the lighting like I was talking about. I know some of it can get a little confusing and jumbled up at times, but just try and bear with me. And okay, so now once we have this first layer, I'm going to go ahead and build out another layer like this. This will help add depth, and we will be able to place upside down stairs like this to act more as columns in the future. But we'll get to that step in just a second. Okay, now what we will need is the chiseled quartz block, and we will go ahead and place a row of this like so all the way around. And then we will place our quartz half slabs on top of the outer blocks like we had. Alright, and now in this next step, this is where it can get kind of confusing, but if you just replace the glowstone with any other block, this will work out just fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to place glowstone on top of the chiseled quartz, and we'll use this to help aid us in building our roof. I know this is a lot of glowstone to have just kind of on hand, but I mean if you're in creative, it's not too big a deal, but in survival this is like a ton of glowstone. Okay, now that we have the glowstone or just regular block layer, we can go ahead and build out on each long edge of the glowstone just like this. You're going to want to go 1 block over on each side of the temple like that. Alright. Now once we have that, on the outer edge, we're going to want to place half slabs on the bottom half of the blocks like so. And then underneath this, we're going to want to go ahead and place upside down stairs underneath the half slabs. And this will conceal the glowstone on this side and still give us a really nice detailed look at the chiseled quartz. And we're going to go ahead and want to do that on this side as well. Okay, now from this point on, we can just go ahead and build in a block level like this on each side, because now what we want to do is just go up and make the roof and increase it a half block every level. So this is a half block, this level's half block, half, and then we want another half right here. So we'll go ahead and place our half slabs on top of the blocks that we just placed, like so. And we'll just want to continue this pattern until the roof is filled in. Okay, so now that we have the roof completely done, it'll look at something a little like this on both sides. And we can go ahead and fill these gaps in with the chiseled stone, chiseled quartz block. Man, I think I mess that up every single time, but anyway, we'll use this block to fill in the gaps right here. Okay? And now, once we do that, we're just going to want to continue the upside down stairs up like so. And we'll just want to do the upside down stairs covering this glowstone just like that. So we get a nice glowing, just kind of a soft touch of light through the roof just like that. And we'll, of course, want to do this on both sides. Alright, so as you can see, our Roman temple is already coming together pretty quickly, and you can already see the detail in the roof and the edging, and it's really giving it that ancient Roman kind of architecture style feel. And feel free to add in your fire pits whenever you feel necessary. Just go ahead and grab some netherrack and go ahead and light that, and that's what gives these little fire pits kind of that, that same type of Roman, ancient, Rome feel. Oh, wow, I totally missed. Here we go. And once you light these, you're just going to want to encase them in half slabs like so. Alright, so now we're looking pretty good. So now the next step is to kind of organize lighting in here. Now, if you just want to leave it open like this, or maybe just do something a little bit different, obviously, that's completely up to you, but I'll just go ahead and show you how I did the way that I lit it. And alright, well, let's get started. Alright, so first off, all I did was just place upside down stairs covering the glowstone on this side. And this happened to be 10 blocks long, so I just continued that on this side for 10 blocks as well, because I want to make a square, just so everything fits kind of evenly. So I got 1, and then 2, 3, 4, whoop, 3, wow, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And see, this is kind of what I was talking about. Pretty much where this glowstone is and back is, unfortunately, how much room is left if this whole area is just lit just with the ceiling and, nothing else is in here. So that's why I recommend expanding back that way. And you can delete these blocks, but these blocks are just going to be here to put the stairs on as well. So we'll go, oh wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, one too many on this side. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so this is pretty much the pattern that I had. Let's see. Alright, so once I filled this square in, I just went ahead and filled in the rest with blocks like this. Alright. So after doing that, I filled in another row of blocks, like so. And then I cut channels like this. And then above each of these channels, you actually don't need those. Above each of these channels, I went ahead and put glowstone up here. And so now the roof looks a little something like this. And all I did from here was just alternate stare, look behind me, stare, 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 boom. And so you get little squares like that. And of course, a little bit of light is showing through because that's just how stairs work with lighting. A little bit gets through depending on the angles and stuff. And so we can use this to our advantage by doing something like so. Alright, so there's pretty much the basic roof for that type of lighting style. As you can see, it goes pretty well with this type Roman theme. It looks pretty like almost like mosaic tile. Alright, and now I'm just gonna start building the wall. I'm just gonna go ahead and wall off this room. So we could put some like secret temple or some statue of some sort behind here like the ancient Romans would do. Alright, as you see, I walled the entire thing off. This is just so I get a better picture of what I want to do. So now I want to create some sort of giant wooden doorway to make it look like, you know, some sort of a giant Zeus god could walk through or something of that nature. So I'll just go ahead and dig out a hole like that and go ahead and place my blocks. And I will leave that for a door, which seems to have escaped my menu system. Ah, there we go. So we get kind of a big door feel. It can kind of look a little cheesy, but to dress it up a little bit, we can implement the new cobblestone walls. We can go ahead and go up like this. And then I just connected it with some stone slabs alternating like so. And then I just put a block of diamond right here as some jewel of some sort. And so now you can walk into your room. And of course you can wall all of this off. And like I said earlier, you can of course expand back that way. Highly recommended. And the last little bit of this build is just adding finishing touches and torches on the outside. And probably some torches on the inside. It would probably get a little bit too dark for, say, survival. But because this lighting is cool and all, it looks cool, it looks good, but it's just really not that effective. But if you don't need it to be effective, then you can go ahead and implement it without much struggle. But anyway, guys, so this tutorial was a little different than what I'm more used to doing. It was more all on the run, you know, like continuous. I try to edit it together in a reasonable fashion. So it wouldn't try and get like too repetitive or boring. So you don't have to sit through a lot of the repetitive building parts. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this build. Definitely liking the thought of doing more of these like type, you know, building type tutorials rather than redstone, or in addition to redstone and things like that. I have a few ideas for castle tutorials that I really want to implement, and so we'll see how that goes over. But anyway, guys, so let me know what you thought about this. Let me know if any suggestions. You know, I could really use suggestions on this sort of thing, and also let me know your opinions of the building itself. Like if you think, you know, it looks a little funny or like chunky in some areas. Kind of a strange adjective, but maybe not. Maybe doesn't encapsulate the Roman feel. as well. And I almost forgot, guys, but go ahead and add some upside down stairs on these pillars like this, and it just adds immensely to the feel of, you know, actual pillars supporting, you know, this really heavy weight that is above it. I completely forgot about those, but if you're still watching, then you know, or you've probably realized that your building is actually missing something, and maybe you were about to write a comment about it, and then you realize that I'm talking about it at the end of the video. Anyway, I'm getting off track, and there's a cow that has made home in the new Roman temple. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later.